and welcome. This is AW English Top of the Week, where we delve into Ethiopia's top 5 trendy news of last week. First up, Ethiopia national team midfielder Alelin Azene dies. Ethiopian national team and Bahar Dar City Football Club midfielder Alelin Azene has tragically passed away in his hometown of Arba Minch, the club confirmed. Although the cause of his death was not disclosed yet, Bahar Dar City FC said Alelin took some time off from the club to recover from an undisclosed injury he sustained recently. Alelin started his football career at his hometown club Arba Minch City Football Club before his transfer to Bahar Dar City FC 2 years ago, where he helped the Waves of Ana finish to a historic second-place finish in 2022-2023 Ethiopian Premier League season. He has improved himself from time to time to become one of the very few best midfielders in the country right now. He also represented the national team on several occasions. His funeral ceremony was held in his hometown Arba Minch City with the presence of his fans, his families, and his beloved ones. Moving on, World Bank provides $340 million to boost the resilience of 3 million Ethiopians in drought-prone lowlands. Ethiopians living in the climate-affected lowlands of the country will receive new support thanks to the $340 million USD credit from the International Development Association (IDA) to enhance their livelihoods and climate resilience. A total of 3 million people, many of which are pastoralists and agro-pastoralists in drought-prone areas, are said to benefit. World Bank said that Ethiopians nationwide are struggling with the stark realities of climate change brought on by frequent and severe droughts as well as devastating flash floods. The livelihoods of pastoralists and agro-pastoralists have been particularly hard hit. In the past 3 years, the lowlands have suffered from constructive severe droughts, resulting in significant livestock losses, profoundly affecting the lives of millions who depend on these animals for their survival, according to the World Bank. Building on the achievements of the first Lowlands Livelihood Resilience Project (LLRIP), which made notable progress in enhancing the livelihood resilience of pastoral communities, the Lowlands Livelihood Resilience Project Phase 2 (LLRP2), approved last week, has been designed with more focus on a climate change mitigation and adaptation in order to mitigate and tackle these challenges more systematically and comprehensively. LLRP2 will promote technologies, innovations, and practices that enhance climate change mitigation and adaptation at the household, community, production system, and ecosystem level. The project will integrate an early warning and early action system with nature-based and community-led wrangle management approaches and practices. Additionally, the establishment and rollout of web-based national rangelands monitoring system will enhance the productivity of rangelands, contributing to the climate resilience of pastoral and agro-pastoral ecosystem and increasing climate pressure. The project also supports the adaptation of climate-smart agriculture and livestock production technologies, innovations, and practices to foster green and climate-resilient food system among the communities. Furthermore, it will facilitate access to rural financial service for diversified and alternative livelihood options for those seeking a supplement or transition from their livestock-based livelihoods due to the impact of climate change. The financing provided by the World Bank will be complemented by an $18 million USD co-financing from the International Fund for Agricultural Development (IFAD), exemplifying a partnership geared towards peaceful change. This joint efforts highlights a steadfast community to reducing poverty within Ethiopia's most vulnerable communities, World Bank noted. Another top agenda of last week was that Ethiopia's campaign to beat pollution officially launched. Deputy Prime Minister Temesgen has launched a 6-month nationwide environmental protection campaign. This campaign will be held under the guiding theme No More Pollution Stimulating Beauty, it was learned. The launching program was attended by regional chief administrators, heads of regional environmental protection offices, and representatives of international organizations. In his remarks, Deputy Prime Minister Temesgen underscored that Ethiopia has embarked on massive environmental protection activities. Accordingly, the nation has been implementing tremendous environmental protection works, including the Green Legacy Initiative to make the cities beautiful and clean, as well as to execute a riverside development. Temesgen stated that the nationwide environmental protection movement that started last week is instrumental to prevent environmental pollution and strengthen the endeavors started in this sphere. He further elaborated the movement aimed to building a beautiful and convenient city by making the garbage that the cities dispose of in a proper manner. The Deputy Prime Minister also stressed the need for introducing another nationwide movement to prevent noise pollution. He finally emphasized that we should focus on reducing air, water, soil and noise pollution by involving the community. PM says nation on track to meet Digital Ethiopia 2025 strategy. Ethiopia is on a good track to realize Digital Ethiopia 2025 strategy, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed said. At a panel discussion which reviewed the midterm performance of Digital Ethiopia 2025 strategy at Adwa Victory Memorial Museum, the Premier stated that the main enablers to achieve Digital Ethiopia 2025 strategy are on a good track. According to him, the country had been facing many challenges financially when the Digital Ethiopia 2025 strategy was launched. The debt to GDP ratio was about 60%. There was not enough money to pay salary and carry out the construction of big projects like GERD, which requires $1 billion, he elaborated. The bottlenecks at the time called for a different idea and approach because the problems were unique and required homegrown solution with some general experience benchmarked, Abiy noted. As a result, the homegrown economic reform and the Digital Ethiopia 2025 strategy, among others, were formulated. The Prime Minister pointed out that the enablers of the strategy included reliable energy supply and robust data infrastructure as well as a strong cybersecurity, which is a backbone of digitalization critical to the success of Digital Ethiopia 2025 strategy. He further revealed that Ethiopia has laid a strong foundation for technological advancement by prioritizing legal frameworks, strategic planning, institutional development, telecom infrastructure expansion, the establishment of AI institutions, and efforts to address energy challenges. By strengthening the foundations and the enablers that are on good track, Ethiopia's digitalization will deliver maximum benefit to its citizens, the PM noted. Abiy announced on the occasion that a national council that oversees the implementation and performance of the Digital Ethiopia 2025 strategy will be established within the coming weeks. The National Council will be led by Deputy Prime Minister Temesgen Tirone that consists of representatives from the pertinent institutions and private sectors. U.S. Assistant Secretary praises Ethiopian federal government in implementing KOHA. The U.S. Assistant Secretary of State Department's Bureau of Conflict and Stabilization Operation commended the significant strides achieved by the federal government of Ethiopia in implementing the KOHA and advancing the transitional justice process. State Minister of Foreign Affairs Ambassador Misganu Arga held in-depth discussion on issues of bilateral relations and issues of mutual concern with U.S. Assistant Secretary of State with Annie Witkowski at his office. The two officials highlighted the long-standing bilateral relations of the two countries and the importance of reviewing bilateral engagement to expand economic cooperation. During their discussion on current events, Minister Misganu and the Assistant Secretary shared perspectives on the implementation of the Cessation of Hostilities Agreement (KOHA) and the assistance offered by the federal government to individuals impacted by recent conflicts. The Permanent Cessation of Hostilities Agreement was signed between the Ethiopian federal government and Tigray's People's Liberation Front (TPLF) in 2 November 2022 in Pretoria, South Africa, it was indicated. Ambassador Misganu expressed the commitment of the federal government in prioritizing peaceful dialogues at various levels toward augmenting peace and stability. Annie commended the significant strides and advancements achieved by the federal government of Ethiopia in implementing the KOHA and advancing the transitional justice process. She also affirmed the United States government's dedication to assisting the disarmament, demobilization, and reintegration (DDR) process and collaborating closely with Ethiopia to offer technical and diplomatic assistance in achieving a lasting peaceful resolution. That does it for today. Thank you for tuning in. See you next week with selected top 5 news.